Contrary to what most people think, the present price of HEX is 0.032, down 0.29 in 7 days. HEX price analysis is mostly negative today, and the first support level for HEX is at 0.030, which is very high. On July 27, 2023, we will walk you through HEX price analysis for now or for a week from now, and in every way that matters, you should try to answer these frequently asked important questions about what is essentially a temporary price expectation for HEX. All things considered is in hexadecimal. A very smart bet, especially compared to what most people think about HEX support and resistance levels. But before we get too far into technical analysis, let's talk about how the economy is doing right now. Bitcoin has 48.37% of the entry market, while Ethereum has 16.33%. This shows that HEX price analysis isn't as positive as they thought it would be today, which is why Bitcoin's price fell to $29,837.66 after a 0.14% drop, and Ethereum's price went up by 0.15% to $1,899.90 in the last 24 hours. The type of local coin called BNB is up by 0.18 and is now trading at 240.64 cents. This is a big deal. Coco's BCX came to 60 cents after a 0.77 decrease in esteem, which for the most part is very significant. These events demonstrate that the market as a whole is going in a very descending course for the time being, so various elective digital currencies as Ethereum sort of has seen a cost increment of 0.15 coming to 1899.9 cents amid the previous 24 hours. Or so they for the most part thought. Right now a really broad, especially bad plunge can be seen all through the crypto market in a quite large manner. HEX help and obstruction backing and opposition explicitly are significant specialized pointers used to in every practical sense distinguish commonly key cost levels where the pattern can head in a different path. Extremely further appearance how well distributing this blog XRP exchange at 80 cents following a value change of 5.65 inside a similar time period, showing how market examination over the sort of last 24 hours there in a real sense was a defeat of 1.84, bringing the truly whole cryptographic money market to 1,111,881,6136743, or so they in a real sense thought. Support is a level where buyers become more active and keep the price of the coin from falling further. Opposition is a level where sellers become more active and keep the price of the coin from going up. This shows that HEX support and resistance levels, or so they generally thought, are the help A and resistance A levels. What is the short-term price prediction for HEX? The value of the HEX coin is still 0.032, and its market capitalization is $5,584,394,461. The price of HEX has changed by 0.29 over the past week, and its trading volume is around $3,738,949. This is a very large amount of money. The MAC line is still below the truly signal. Investors should wait to see if the direction of the in every way that really counts day-to-day diagram showing how much the current HEX cost has changed. All things considered, 0.032 HEX hasn't really fallen 0.29 in 7 days, and it hasn't done so in a showy way. The closest obstacle is 0.036, which shows that the value of the HEX coin is basically still worth 0.032, with a market cap of $5,584,394. Gotten answers to important questions. Facts. What is really just a short-term price expectation for HEX? Is HEX a wise interest in a kind of big way? On the other hand, if the financial backers betray the HEX, bearers could control the market and take the price of HEX below the critical support level of 0.030. Showing how support is usually a level where buyers become more active and a change in every practical sense is especially likely at this level, showing how a bullish break through this resistance level would fundamentally support the turn energy as a result of the 25 basis point rate hike by the Federal Reserve. The price of Bitcoin is projected to drop by almost 3%. At the moment, the price of Bitcoin is $29.464, which is a small increase of 0.5% from Thursday. Even though the economy is growing slowly, the Federal Reserve raised the federal funds rate by 25 basis points. This caused the price of Bitcoin to drop by almost 3% in the last week. Investors and traders are keeping a close eye on how the market reacts to this rate hike because it could affect how the coin does in the future. 25 basis points are added to the federal funds rate by the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve raised the federal funds rate by 25 basis points, even though economic growth has been slow. Recently, this decision was expected and had already been priced into BTC, which did better the next day. According to the most recent report from the Federal Open Market Committee, the goal of the rate hike was to keep inflation in check. Powell, who was in charge of the Fed, said that a rate change or a pause could happen in September. The group hasn't decided when it will meet next. On July 27, the European Central Bank, ECB, is expected to raise interest rates by another 25 basis points, even though the Eurozone is officially in a recession. This could put some pressure on the Bitcoin market to sell, and the Japan Central Bank is thinking about whether or not to raise interest rates. Hovered near $29,500 on August 10 as markets braced for a fresh United States Consumer Price Index, CPI, print. Trader warns of Bitcoin downside despite CPI volatility. Data from Cointelegraph Markets Pro and TradingView showed BTC price action stabilizing in the run-up to the CPI release, itself a classic volatility catalyst. CPI is one of the key elements for the Federal Reserve when deciding interest rate policy. Last month's June readout was the lowest in 2 years, with expectations broadly pointing to another drop for July. 3.3% are the expectations, but are we going to get it and what will the markets do? Michael Van de Poppy, founder and CEO of trading firm 8, queried in part of an X post on the topic. Van de Poppy noted that there appeared to be a chance that CPI could rise, something which would pressure risk assets, including crypto, which favor looser Fed policy. JP Morgan Chase was among those warning of a re-acceleration in CPI values. The major uncertainties concerned two issues that were previously seen as unlikely to undermine the July numbers: the direct and indirect price pass-throughs of the recent increase in energy and food prices, and the relative stubbornness of service inflation, economist Mohamed El-Arian explained in part of the day's analysis. With CPI today, I think Bitcoins and crypto are going to give us some fun and games, but ultimately, I'm slightly biased to more downside. Popular trader Mark